We're working a lot of side control this week. So now we're gonna review when my partner now is doing a great job framing my hip and also using a frame. So this is what we're supposed to do when we're on the bottom in the first place. But it also kind of slows me down in my transitions because my goal is to start attacking submissions and improve my position. But now it's going to be a little bit more challenging because he's doing a great job defending at the bottom. The one thing I don't want him doing is being able to bridge, shrimp, and recover guard. We know this already. Those are very, very basic stuff. So my hand sometimes, if he's doing a great job, I'm even having a hard time going palm to palm and squeezing him. And if I did do that, the more I press into him, the more I'm choking myself up. It's not a good strategy. My underhook is already here, already marking the spot underneath his armpit right now. What I'm going to do now is just switch my base. Switch my base. I make sure I connect my hip to his hip. And now watch this. My palm, 5-finger grip, sometimes we refer to this as the monkey grip, is gonna grab his wrist. Now I've created some space, grab the wrist, and I return using the weight of my body to pin his wrist to the mat. Once I'm here, I grab my own wrist. Once again, 5 fingers over my wrist. And you're gonna feel there's a little bit of a gap. So I need to bring everything tight against him. The last piece is to turn my knuckles forward. And now all I need to do is bring his wrist and elbow towards his legs. Okay, like a paintbrush. Simultaneously getting the Americana lock. Okay, this is gonna attack the rotator cuff. We're in the side control position. Pat is doing a good job right now framing. I can't get the palm to palm grip here. So what I'm going to do, because he's framing my neck, I'm gonna switch the hip base. So all I do is connect my hip bone to his hip bone. When I switch my base here, see, that exposes the gap that I need to trap his wrist. From this position now, I don't use the arm strength. I use the body weight strength. I always use the best leverage I have, which is the full body. Use my weight to bring his arm back to the mat. Because this guy's gonna be reacting. So if we're going here, we're kind of arm wrestling. He might be much stronger than me, I don't know. So from this position here, all I'm gonna do is use my body weight to bring my knee and my chest back to the ground, see? Like this. Once we're here, trap your own wrist, and you'll feel you need to bring everything tight. Eliminate the space, so bring your elbow to the neck and the opposite elbow to his hip. Nice and snug. I don't want to try to finish the Americana from here. See, he's going to extend and escape. So now from this position here, I bring everything tight. And now, I like to call this the motorcycle grip. See how his thumb is on the mat? I'm going to bring the pinky down. Watch, when I twist here, that adds a lot more tension. And I make sure I firmly grip here. This will add a lot of tension to the shoulder. So like a reverse throttle on a motorcycle. So I go here. And now all I need to do is bring his elbow towards the downside of his waist. Sometimes you can add some pressure by sprawling the top side of your hip and securing the Americana lock. Okay, that's gonna be our first move for today. Good job on the Americana. Now the person actually reacts by extending his arm. I like to teach these two in a good sequence because it happens a lot. You're working the first shoulder lock, the figure 4, and the person's reaction before you're able to pin the wrist to the mat, his instinct is gonna be to extend his arm. And that will always happen if you don't have a firm grip. So we start from the initial position. I switch the base, grab the wrist, go back. Once I'm here, before I'm able to settle in for the shoulder lock, see what he does? He brings his arm extended. So if I try to finish the Americana from here, it's gonna be difficult because of the angle from the shoulder to the wrist, okay? So what I need to do now, I keep the same grip. All I do is I push off my knees and readjust. So my shoulder and my chest is just above my elbows. I'm in a good base, all right? Now, I'm gonna bring the wrist against the mat once again. So I curl and I bring his pinky towards the mat side, okay? Now just like a regular armbar, we always remember that we know if the pinky's down, we have the elbow. Or in other words, if the thumb is up, we also have the elbow on the opposite side. So it's always looking where the direction of his hand is. So in this case, his pinky is towards my right side, okay? Towards your left side. So as I curl, I have a little bit of a diagonal motion here. So I need to compensate by sprawling my hip and pushing where the thumb points, okay? So that's where I bring the pressure behind the elbow, all right? So one more time. Pat is doing a good frame right here, okay? I switch my base because sometimes it's hard to catch the wrist from here. When I switch the base, I'm in good control, and now I have space to reattach the Americana. But he extends the arm before I'm able to finish. Number 1, adjust your base. See how my elbows are just above my ears? I bring my chest and shoulders into a plank position, just above my elbows. I readjust the grip, slightly turn, and now I start to dip against the elbow. Now, sometimes when you readjust, you'll be able to turn almost completely like this. Now, you don't have to turn as much. What you're gonna do now is just adjust the frame underneath and push down. See when I push downwards? That's gonna be the straight arm bar. Reverse, when the person extends and defends the first Americana. There's many ways of defending. We're gonna work this one first, okay? Let's go. When we're going for the first lock, easily we can connect to the second one we just saw. And now the third option is sometimes they're gonna escape completely and bring his arm towards his knees. Okay, so now I'm gonna lose option 1 and 2. Okay, so we were here, I switched the hip base, I went to here, I grabbed the wrist. I made a slight mistake in timing, I lost the first attack and even the second, see it slipped right out. This could happen, but the underhook took care of everything right now. So having the underhook side, I marked the spot from the beginning. So now, as soon as it's here, I can't wait. Right away, I lost the grip, my hand is already here, turn him to his side and lock the elbow. When I lock the elbow, I make sure that I point my elbow towards his near side shoulder where he's on the mat. So I imagine that it's almost like the elbow's gonna almost touch his chin. So I make sure that its underhook is tight and I put all of my chest, the body weight, on top of the arm. So now I don't care if he keeps the arm straight, bends it, I always have control of what I want to attack, which is either the shoulder or the elbow. From this position here, control the head because you need to step over. If you try to step over, sometimes his head is up. So you push the neck down, and now you can step easily over. Once I'm here, I grab the belt, I grab sometimes the pants, and sometimes his knee is up slightly like this, and now you're gonna grab at the knee area, whichever comes first. There's no right or wrong. The belt is always a great option because it will control his upper body, the waistline. But sometimes the belt is not attached. Don't grab the jacket, this is always loose. If the jacket was completely off the belt, and I grab this here, I'm not controlling nothing. If I grab here, I'm controlling the waist once again. And last but not least, if his leg is up, I will also prevent him from running away from me, doing the hitchhiker escape. Now what I need to do to finish is just bring my knee exactly where my hand is, pointed towards the ceiling. So when I grab, I turn, I bring my knee up, and I fell into the arm lock position. Don't switch your grips just yet. If you let go this too fast, you might escape. So you hold him here, keep everything tight, point your elbow to the sky, close your legs together. Once you're here, you can finish the arm lock, and if needed, now you switch to palm, and you have your regular arm bar position. Number 1 was your key lock, your shoulder lock, Americana lock. Lost this one. Second one, I lost it as well. Close the door on this side. As soon as I bring my elbow in, I bring my chest over. Control the neck, step over. Grab the belt, pants, or knee, turn with him. Point your elbow to the ceiling. 1, switch, 2 on 1, adjust, and you have the elbow. Let's work on this one, guys. Let's see.